As promised, in this week's video, I'll be sharing my 10 worst LEGO investments that I sold in 2024. It's always important to review not only your successes every year, but also your failures, so that you continue to improve your LEGO investing strategy every year. A few notes before I get started. For anyone new to the channel, my LEGO investing strategy is to buy sets at a low enough price so that I'm able to sell them a year to a year and a half after retirement for double my money after fees and shipping. Most of my investments are sold well before that year and a half mark, but for sets that are underperforming, I'll wait till that year and a half mark. Some sets see a fair amount of growth after Q4 once lower price sellers sell through their inventory. Other sets may not see much growth at all after Q4, but in my opinion, it's worth it to wait because if I just liquidate at the end of Q4, I'm likely not able to get those funds in time to reinvest in retiring sets anyways. So for me, I'm not losing out on money appreciating in newly retired sets by waiting a few more months to sell. Instead, I'm making more money than to reinvest in retiring sets that year. My next note is that all these profit numbers that I'm going to share are after all fees and shipping costs. I see some people talk about just what they sold the set for in comparison to their cost for the set, but that doesn't really paint the whole picture and makes your returns seem better than what they actually are. Lastly, just like in my last video, the one filter on this list is that I had to have at least quantity of 3 of each set for it to make it on this list. Starting off with the 10th least profitable investment that I sold in 2024, we have the Coruscant Guard gunship set number 75354. You're probably surprised to see this one since it hasn't retired yet. This set was slated to retire at the end of 2024 until after May the 4th promos from LEGO.com. As I've said previously, my strategy when a set that I've invested in gets pushed off the retirement list, I will then go ahead and liquidate that set to reinvest the funds into retiring sets. My money will grow much faster this way rather than being dormant for who knows how long. Just because a set was pushed from retiring in the current year to the next year doesn't mean that set will actually retire then. It could keep getting pushed and then you could be sitting 2+ years just waiting for that set to sell. Instead, your money could be growing each year. So right after May the 4th promotions, I found myself with 15 of this set that wasn't retiring, so I went ahead and liquidated according to plan. Another thing that I always talk about is how buy price is the most important factor for whether your LEGO investment will be good or bad. It's all about stacking discounts and it even helps lessen the blow when you have to liquidate sets that get extended. My average cost for these 15 sets was only $62.06, 56% off the MSRP of $139.99. I was able to sell all of them for on average $129.90. After all fees and shipping, that came out to a 49.49% profit. I even had one return from a customer who bought it on Amazon. That return cost was $31.73 for what I paid to ship the set, the cost to ship the set back to me, and Amazon's return processing fees. So without that return, my profits would have been just a little bit better. Because I found out just days after buying them that the retirement date was extended, I had a crazy short 15-day hold time. I honestly call this a great win, an amazing profit considering that hold time. I don't have any regrets on this one. At number 9 is the Spice Girls Tribute set number 40548. This set was an absolute bummer. It was a LEGO exclusive that technically retired at the end of 2022, but it stayed in stock from LEGO until late February of 2024. While it lingered, it was even 40% off its MSRP of $49.99. Thankfully, I only picked these up in early 2023 when they were already 40% off and stacked on discounts to get them down to an average cost of $16.55. I sold the 10 I had on eBay shortly after they sold out from LEGO, on average for $37.27. After fees and shipping, I was left with an average profit percentage of 47.3% and my average hold time was 431 days. As you can see again, my buy price here was the biggest factor that turned this set to about 50% profit instead of losing money. I could have been buying this set earlier in 2022 at MSRP without stacking discounts because I really believed in the set. If that was the case, I would have been taking a massive loss on each of these sets. Sometimes that works out, but over time, you'll end up missing more than you hit with that mentality in LEGO investing. At number 8 was the Ghost and Phantom 2 set number 75357. This was another set that I bought during the May the 4th promotions from LEGO that was extended shortly after. I had 4 of them and the MSRP was $159.99. I again stacked up a great discount. My average cost was $85.53, which is 47% off. I was able to sell them on average for just under MSRP at $150.75. I turned that into a 38.12% profit after all fees and shipping with only a 12-day hold time. This is another May the 4th purchase that many investors were probably very upset got pushed a year, but for me, it was an easy profit. And now at 7, I have the Executor Superstar Destroyer, set number 75356. This is the last 2024 May the 4th purchase that I made that will be on this list. I had 22 of this set. Its MSRP was $69.99. My average buy-in after all discount stacking from GWPs, cashback, insiders points, and so on was $41.89, which is 40% off. I was able to sell the set for over MSRP at $75.28 on average. Most retailer exclusives sell for above MSRP on third-party platforms while still on shelves, and this set was no different. I sold them all on Amazon and one on eBay because the box was damaged. My profit percentage on them after fees and shipping was on average 33.6%, and my average hold time was 54 days. At number 6 is the Captain Carter and Hydra Stomper, set number 76201. This was a Target exclusive that wasn't overly talked about in 2022 when it retired. When it went on sale from Target over Black Friday that year, I went ahead and picked up 4. Its MSRP was $29.99. I got mine for $18.49, which is 38% off. And I sold them on average for $37.75. Many of these sets going forward, I sold on eBay at the beginning of 2024 before I got on Amazon. You'll really be able to see how much of a game changer it is to be able to sell on Amazon rather than eBay. This set, for example, is going on eBay for about the same price I sold them for a year ago, but on Amazon, the buy box is sitting at $52. That's a world of difference in what I could have profited on this set. I made on average a 32.18% profit after fees and shipping after 502-day hold time. But on Amazon, that likely would have been about a 100% profit after fees and shipping. At number 5, midway through this list, we have the Wolverine Mech Armor, set number 76202. I picked up 18 of this set for $6.27, which is 37% off the MSRP of $9.99. It's crazy to think about the inflation that's occurred on these sets. Now LEGO is selling these type of mechs for $14.99. I sold these on average for $15.44 for a 28.72% profit after all shipping and fees. My average hold time was 528 days. This is another one that I could have made way more money on if I sold on Amazon instead of eBay. The buy box for this on Amazon right now is $27. I would have just about tripled my money if I sold them on Amazon. At number 4 is Endgame Battle, set number 40525. This was a LEGO exclusive set that also wasn't talked about too much in 2022 from what I remember. I picked up 3 of them. The MSRP was $14.99, and my average buy-in was only 28% off at $10.84. So my biggest mistake here is just not getting a better discount. It was even directly discounted 20% off from LEGO at the end of its shelf life, so no excuse at all there for not getting this in the 50% off range. I sold these for on average $19.75, which is a 17.87% profit on average after 433 days of hold time. The lesson here is just to stack discounts better. Number 3 is the Darth Vader Meditation Chamber, set number 75296. This was a Walmart exclusive back in 2022. There was a discussion back then on how it was sneakily the first of the diorama series to retire because it had a plaque. It never went on sale from Walmart except for one time. It went to $50 near the end of its shelf life. It had an MSRP of $69.99. I picked up 8 for an average cost of $51.17, which is 27% off. I sold them on eBay for on average $79.31. That's a 15.69% profit after a 518-day hold time. This is another example where my discount percentage wasn't good enough and selling on eBay dampened my return potential. On eBay, this set is selling in the same range, but on Amazon, the buy box is around $110. Number 2 is Mickey, Minnie, and Goofy's Fairground Fun, set number 10778. This set lingered in stock from Walmart for a long time after it retired in 2022 for $25. $10 off its MSRP of $34.99, and I want to say it lingered for at least 8 months. I had bought 11 of these sets, mainly from Walmart on sale. My average cost was $27.13, which is a terrible 22% off. The lingering inventory was out of my control, but that buy cost absolutely was. I never should have bought them. After they finally sold out, I sold them for on average $43.54, which scraped out a 7.34% profit after all fees and shipping, and my hold time was 487 days. I will also note that on Amazon, the buy box is currently $67.99, so even with my bad buy-in price, selling on Amazon would have given me a lot of forgiveness, and my profits would have been much better. And the worst investment that I sold in 2024 was Bro Thor's New Asgard, set number 76200. Unfortunately, I had 17 of this Target exclusive set. In 2022, it was on sale from Target over Black Friday, when the Armor's Mandalorian Forge was also on sale. I picked up 24 of that set, but I wish I bought more of that set and none of this one. I say that because this set lingered in stock from Target for about a year after retirement. I still believe this set would have been a good investment if that didn't happen. Anyways, the MSRP was $29.99. My average buy-in was $21.66, which is 28% off. Definitely could have done better with that buy price as well. On average, I sold these for $35.30, which brought home a 7.21% profit after a hold time of 600 days. That finishes out the 10 worst LEGO investments that I sold in 2024. All things considered, I'm very happy with this list. My worst sets sold were investments from 2022 that I didn't get a good enough of a discount on. That's something I've been very disciplined on in 2023 and 2024 and will continue in the future. I hope this really opens up your eyes that a good discount ensures you when your investments don't perform as you expected for reasons outside of your control. You could put in a ton of research into a set throughout the year and see it has all the markers of being a good investment in your opinion, but for example, if it lingers in stock from retailers a year into retirement, then you're stuck with a bad investment that you may lose money on if you had bought it only 20% off or MSRP because you were so confident in it. That's all I had. If you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate it if you drop a like below and subscribe to my channel for more LEGO investing content. I'd also love to hear in the comments below what your worst LEGO investment you sold in 2024 was. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. As always, my videos are not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm only sharing my journey as a LEGO investor, and I encourage you to do your own research before buying any LEGO sets.